Good afternoon or good evening or good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our monthly Zen class, and this is the last Zen class within the the fiscal year 23-24, and we are starting again from next month, from April, another round. And it's I don't know about your place where you watching from, but here in Japan it's almost full spring, and probably most of you, or maybe all of you who visited Japan, or maybe are interested in Japanese culture or Japanese Buddhism or Zen, whatever you call it, maybe think that the beginning of spring is cherry blossom, sakura. But for Japanese, it's actually the plums, or you call it, you call it Japanese apricots, I guess. So the plum flowers, you call it, or apricot flowers. So it already started last month, or even 2 months ago in January. So I remember I sent some pictures to my friends, and I said we already have spring here, so they were really surprised, because there in Europe it was like sometimes in some places -15 or something. So it was the very middle of winter. But now, as I said, we have spring, and I think around next week, here in Tokyo, cherry blossoms will be in full bloom. So the world will turn pink. It's a very beautiful season. It's warm and pleasant, so it's very nice. But at the same time, at least from my experience, it's there's always, like, season after season. If you see the beauty of it, you see some kind of things that are like highlights of this time. But at the same time, there is always something that it's kind of obstructs you, or makes an obstacle to your daily life, and sometimes to your health, and also to practice, when you think about it from this perspective. So for example, I said maybe a few times before, here in Kanto region, in the winter is really dry. So I have to drink lots of water, because I don't feel very well during winter. And the winter is not as we think what winter is in Europe, for example, or many in other places. Here there's no snow. It's very dry, but at the same time very sunny every day. So all the like flu and all different kind of cold and viruses fly in the air. So it's really easy to catch cold, and people wear masks all the time, etc., etc. But in my case, it's really, I struggle with this dryness, so it's very difficult. And then I really wait for the first blossoms of as I said, of ume, or plums, as we call it, because I feel that actually the spring is coming. But then the spring has come, and then another obstacle appears, which is the hay fever. And I remember I've been in Japan for now 13 years, but it happened first time when I was after 5 years or 6 years, I remember. Suddenly hay fever kind of grabbed me, and I remember at night I couldn't breathe. I was crying all the time. My throat was sort of stuck. I felt really bad, and it was the first time this kind of experience was the first time for me. So I really was surprised, and I didn't know what it was. But then, of course, I went to the doctor, and then he said I'm allergic to cedar trees. And here in this region in Japan, there are millions of cedar trees. So when you live in Tokyo with asphalt and buildings, and so the pollen flies around in the air, it doesn't get into the earth. That's why it's really difficult. So this year I felt really I would say hay fevered again for a couple of days. And then it's really difficult to, even if you practice, your eyes are swollen, and you cannot breathe, so you cannot even see. Sometimes it's very difficult. So again, like, there is always something that you find as attractive, or you're looking forward to it, but at the same time, it's not like always 100% beauty, or 100% positive, 100% sort of enjoyable, because on the other hand, there's always something sort of looming there that tries to sort of push you so that you couldn't go straight ahead. And it's really, at least for me, it became part of my practice to sort of balance these two things. So you see the pleasantness or the beauty in things and flowers and as I said, spring and all these things that are all around here. But at the same time, you have this hay fever. And then in winter also sunny weather. People say, oh, it's nice because it's always sunny there in Japan. But at the same time you have dryness. So it's always like it's like walking on a tightrope. And it's actually a very good lesson for us here. People who practice and you put these obstacles on or take them as part of your path. So it's really actually a precious thing, but it's not easy. And so on top of that, I think it's very important to find a place or time which is actually the best time to practice. In our case, we practice Zazen, we practice seated meditation. There is a fragment of a short teaching from Master Dogen, who was sitting somewhere, I think it was March or April, in his small temple around Kyoto with a few students. Maybe it was raining outside. Spring was all the time there. So, and he said that this is actually the most suitable time to practice. And very nice words actually, because after the harsh winter, and as you can imagine, like 700 or 800 years ago, it was really harsh winter, right? So there were no air conditioning, you had no socks, and you had no things to put on your body to make you warm. So it was really, you didn't have proper houses. It was all like, as you know, in Japan, all these shoji doors and the wind coming in, going out, so very cold. So I can really easily imagine how people felt after winter ended and spring has come. So he said that this is actually the most suitable time for practice. So please make use of it and make use of the environment that is here for you, and make use of this weather, and make use of all the conditions that are all around you, so that they could support your practice. And it's I think I repeat this thing every year here. So I remember last year I said a similar thing, but I always come back to these words. It's a very short sentence, but it always tells me a lot, and it's really I treat it as a lesson also for me, so that I know that, as I said, we have different kind of obstacles every day, some kind of troubles sometimes, but on the other hand, we have this beautiful weather. We have birds, we have the smell of rain. Today also, I woke up in the morning, it was raining, it was very beautiful. The smell of rain, the fragrance of rain, very beautiful. So when you sit in silence and you actually feel what is coming into your nose, you see things that are coming to your ears. You also listen to hear sounds. You have these sensations which is really acute, and you are more open to the things that are all around you. When you are busy every day, it's of course not so easy, but when you sit down and sort of leave it all behind and you just sit in silence, then you see that actually the world is completely different than from the world that we sort of experience on our daily basis. So then when we come back to these words by Master Dogen, please make sure that you make good use of the things that you have around you. Even if you are sitting in the midst of obstacles, now maybe is the time when you can sit in calmness and quiet place, either alone or with other people. So now again, today it's a beautiful evening in Tokyo. I would like to sit with you, spend some time together in silence, using this opportunity. Recently also we have frequent earthquakes here in Japan, at least here in the eastern coast. So I had my morning practice, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, I don't remember, and it was a really strong earthquake in the morning. It was about 9 a.m. In Tokyo. So it's really strange for many of us. For me too. I'm not Japanese, so earthquakes is something. Well, now I'm kind of used to it, but still, when it starts to shake and you lose your balance and everything is moving all around you, it's really a strange feeling. So when you sit on your zafu, on your cushion, and then there is this really strange sensation, and like everything is moving, or everything is moving, only you are not moving. So it's the other way around, right? Usually we go here, we go there, we are busy, we have to do things, we have to do this, it's like all the time moving. But when you come to this place and you sit on this black cushion, and then it's immovable, everything stops, but at the same time, when the earthquake comes, everything starts to move, but you don't move. It's really sort of perspective changing experience, and it happened. It was actually scary a few days ago, a very strong earthquake, but again, nothing serious happened, so we should be grateful for that we actually can practice. We still have 1 meter or 2 meters of the floor that is under our butts, so we can sit on that, and we can make use of it, and actually do not get injured. So this feeling of gratefulness and sort of insight or realization that actually there are so many things around us that actually are here, so that we can practice together. Even like here, you are sitting on the other side of the camera, so you can't see, but here the room that we are sitting here, there are the cushions that other people prepared for us. There's of course the internet, there's the bell, everything here, and you just come here and everything is ready and you can just sit. So then when you realize how many people, how many things, how many sort of circumstances, how many conditions have to get together so that you could spend even half an hour of sitting in silence, then really like strangely your heart sort of melts, and you naturally become grateful for these things. So this feeling of gratefulness really is really important when it comes to our practice, so that we are not kind of rigid in our approach, but really more open, even in the practice itself. When you have your eyes open, your ears open, your nose, you breathe in, breathe out. You don't have to sort of close yourself. We don't have to shut down the world, but quite the opposite. You go outside. So this kind of approach is really, really important. I would like to keep this approach myself every time, and also I hope you can do the same when you sit on the cushion. So I will explain to you a few things how to sit, and I hope wherever you are, whether you are at home or maybe in some other place, maybe outside, I don't know, please don't treat it as a one-man show, but participate, and we can sit together. So if you are sitting on the cushion, on the zafu, so make sure that you are sitting on the edge of the cushion, not on the middle, but not on the center, but on the edge of the cushion, so that naturally your knees go down, and you have this stable base, or you are grounded on the floor. It's also, you have this sensation that actually you can sit because of the floor being under you, right? If there is no floor because of maybe earthquake here too, we are on the 5th floor, so if there is a strong earthquake, probably we will fall down. I don't know, I hope not. But anyway, we have this floor, we are grounded, so we have this sort of horizontal kind of base. It's one dimension of our practice. We are on the floor, we are not going to levitate, we are not going to go anywhere. We are people, and we are kind of animals, so we have to we need this earth to live. So in the same with this kind of approach, make sure that you are really well grounded on the floor. Okay. And if you are new to practice, if you haven't done it before, So you can sit in this way so that your legs are one in front of the other. So you don't need sort of any special yogic exercises. You sit like that, but make sure that you really feel grounded, that you have your spine is straight, naturally straight, and your ears are in the same with your shoulders, your nose in the same line with your navel, and your head is straight. Sometimes when you practice with people, some people sit like that. I don't know, maybe after some time they sort of kind of lean forward, but really make sure that as if you are standing straight, so you don't kind of put any pressure here, because then it's a burden for the rear part of your neck. So really, when you open, the same with your throat is naturally open. If you can go a little bit further, you can sit in a half lotus position, and you put your right leg on your left thigh, and this idea is the same. Make sure that your butt is on the edge of the cushion. It also gives you a good feeling of groundedness, right? If you can go a little bit further, for those who are more flexible, you can put your left foot on your right thigh, and then in this way you sit in a full lotus position. When you sit in a full lotus position, make sure that your zafu is a little bit lower, because if it's too high, then it's actually not too good for legs, and they will go numb after some time. So the more lotus you are, if I may say so, the lower cushion, the better. It works like that. Quite on the other hand, if you sit in half lotus position or with just crossed legs, so then the higher cushion, the better. Otherwise, you start to lean. Right? So no matter what position you take, there are these two things that are really important. The first one is this groundness, or this I would say this horizontal, this base that allows you to be on the earth, on the ground. But there is also another thing, which is this vertical axis, we would say. So you are sort of at the crossroads of this horizontal axis, and then on this vertical axis, and you are the epitome, or you are the embodiment of the crossing of this horizontal and vertical. So when you sit and you feel comfortable enough, so then you can imagine that some beautiful goddess is pulling you up, all right? But not by your nose, because you will go like that, but by the crown of your head, yes? So if you imagine that someone is pulling you up to heaven by the crown of your head, so naturally your head also kind of, sort of is turned, or is sort of tucked in, so that you don't sit like that, you don't sit like that, but you have a straight, but you can't see it now from behind, but the rear part of your skull, or the neck is actually in the same line with your back, the upper part of your back. Yeah? So then you have this natural S. Okay, so make sure you have this. You are grounded. You have this horizontal base made, and then you have this vertical, we could say aspirational dimension also involved. And when you feel can you sit with Diane, with your knees on the floor, or is it difficult? It's difficult.
Okay.
You can sit here, or if you sit there, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is it okay like that? Yes. When you meditate at home, how do you? You sit on this.
Always I just.
You lie down. All right. So make sure really that you sit comfortably, so that it's not actually a struggle. Yes, it's sort of you. I would say you leave yourself behind the door, and then you sit. So make sure that you sit in a relaxed manner. And spend a few moments with this feeling. Okay. So let's sit for a while in silence together. hands together and make a bow. Then if you have your legs folded, so please unfold them. And we will have kinhin, so walking meditation. So make sure that you're okay with your legs. And if you're ready, please stand up and fix your cushion. And when you stand up, make a bow to the cushion, then turn around. Okay. Okay. There, turn around, all right? Okay, turn around. Okay. And we are going to have a short walking. So maybe I will show you. Well, we did it many times before. So if we have, this is my this is my right leg, and this is my left leg. So you take an in breath and you make on the out breath half a step with your right foot. So when you take an in breath, on the out breath half a step, and then again on the in breath and on the out breath half a step. So the idea is that you move forward on the out breath, starting with your right foot. And again, we don't walk like elephants or dinosaurs, but we sort of move as if we were not moving at all. So really very sort of unnoticeably, we could say, okay? And we will, and you, as far as hands, so within the Zen practice, there are three, what do you call it? Three, not gestures, hand positions that we use when we have this gassho, yes? So we use gassho to greet people, yes? When we greet people, you don't shake hands, but we greet people and we make a bow. So this is the first one. The second one, when you stand or when you move, so you have this shashu. Shashu means that you fold your thumb in your left hand and you cover it. You put it on somewhere here around the solar plexus, and you cover it with your right hand, and in this way you move. So this is the second one. And third one, the so-called meditative gesture, as we did before. So you have your right hand and you cover it with your left hand, and you touch your thumbs together, and this is how you sit in zazen. So this 1, 2, and 3, you always have the basic sort of structure, physical structure when you move within the sort of Zen environment. So now we were sitting, now we are going to move. So we move in this way. We don't put hands in our pockets, but we keep it like that. So as you keep it like that, as you can see, I'm not standing like that, but naturally as if I was sitting in zazen, actually straight, right? Naturally straight. So turn left, and you also turn left, and we are going to have about 5 minutes together. come to your seat, to your cushion, and again make a bow to the zafu, and then turn around one more bow, and we are going to have one more round sitting. Maybe now when you sit, turn around, okay? So we sit facing the wall. again, put your hands together and make a bow. Then before you stand up, put your hands on your knees and make a few movements from left to right. And you can unfold your legs. All right, and you can turn around. You come back. Okay. All right. So this is it for today. Thank you for joining, Robert, Diane, also people on the other side of the screen. And the next meeting is, as far as I remember, the 10th of April. So it's going to be full spring, I think, at the time. So I'm really looking forward to meeting you again. And once again, have a nice evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for joining once again, and have a nice time. Thank you so much. And again, when we stand up, so before you fix your cushion, leave it as if nobody ever sat in that. And then last one, bow to the cushion, and then to all your friends, and we are done. Okay?